This is today is actually Monday, 5th of August. Our topic for presentation is on the amendment to the Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent, Property Managers Act 1981, which is Amendment 2017. Before I start the presentation, I would like to introduce to you the website justletakproperty.com. So let me just do this on the Just Letak Property website. So this website, in fact, is actually a website whereby you can see mainly listings. So on the listing site, you can actually put up a profile picture, or which is the featured photo, and then if you are putting up writing an article, you can just take a picture and then put it up, like in this case, purpose of video making. Other than that, I have done other types of why is estate agency practice regulated. This is another article. Then there is also article whereby I actually just pick on pictures of maybe jungle, land and things like that. You can see what if a foreigner managed to acquire a native agricultural land in Sarawak. So I pick this featured photo, which is like a Sarawak, historical Sarawak photo. And then this is the Kuching old Gambia Street waterfront photo. So for purpose of article written on lopsided tenancy agreement. So what happened is this website has got you can actually search, you can actually register and also put advertisement. You also can write your article and publish your article here. So this website has two purposes. One is to act as a listing website. Another one is to publish your view and your writings. Anyway, the reason why I actually come to this website to show you all is to actually answer the today's presentation, whereby we talk about my purpose of all the writings, trying to do all the presentations, video presentation for all the writings into more easily listening type of mode. So like in the case of certain write-up before amendment to VAEP Act 1981 end of 2017. So this particular write-up today I'm converting it into video format. So video presentation on the topic today will be amendment of the effect on 2017 to the Act 242, and this is where you can see the writing, and I'm going to insert the video presentation here, so that in order to facilitate easier listening and also at times not so boring. Right, so let us go into another aspect of this particular act. So I will go to this amendment in the original form. So this is the amendment in the original form. You can see this is Valuers, Appraisers and Estate Agents Amendment Act 2017. So this Act 2017 has been incorporated into the amendment during October 17, 2017. Gazette is published on the October 17. So this amendment came to effect on the 17th October 2017. So the amendment itself quite lengthy. If you go in to read, probably you take some time to read the whole lot until the end. So there are quite a number of major issues into this amendment. So I would summarize for you for this video presentation. So let us go back to the video. Right, so the video presentation today is on the amendment for this Act 242, and I'd like to proceed. So purpose of the presentation again, my purpose of doing all these video presentation for the short articles is actually to create awareness what is estate agency practice, and also you can study diploma in estate agency from board to achieve initially as a professional estate agent and later pass the interview and qualify as a registered estate agent in Malaysia. How not to be cheated and what are the cheat codes. So this purpose is to actually highlight the issues of scams and scammers in the market, whereby general public should be aware how these scammers they do cheating. So how do you avoid? Because you probably also in case renting or buying a property, so you have to be aware who you deal with. So this is my exercise to try and help increase the awareness and also to know how to avoid being cheated and also to avoid the pitfalls. So third is the boundaries of the negotiator and agents. We are in the job, so we need to know in which aspect that we should step out. We should not be pushing too much. And then number 4 is for my self-enrichment. As I go through doing all these videos, I would tend to also learn and then prepare myself for the oral interview. So of course, as I mentioned again, listening is one of the ways maybe to make a process of going through this article easier, and also not just for sitting and reading. You can also while put on the video, listening to it while doing other things. So today we learn about 3 new things that I actually get to learn a lot now, which is awareness, right in the law, and also negotiation. In the job of estate agent, you also want to improve on these 3 areas. So one is to be aware of your surroundings and the changes in the dynamics. So I would like to use the word Tao. Tao is in Chinese philosophy, so trying to adhere to some nature. So certain things you get to be aware of changing in the market, and sometimes maybe having to accept it. So if you get the owners now saying that I'm okay, I can do it myself, I do not need an agent. So that is probably just the nature changing. So the surrounding is changing. So you have to learn how to accept it and maybe make changes to ourselves so that we can accommodate, improve our services to increase value. Right in the law, so knowing our right is important, because awareness of one thing is being aware, but then to know the right. Maybe the things that they are expecting a lot from us as an agent may be interfering with the rights of the others, especially the owners and the landlord. They want us to do certain things, but then it is against the law. So it is our right to say no. So protect ourselves, avoid pitfalls, and also we probably help others. So we get to see a very demanding customer, maybe in a certain way we have to know our rights and then to step out. Then negotiation, we are in the job of negotiating every day, so a lot of it is communication. So we need to negotiate and communicate with our clients. So we try and have an amicable settlement, so everybody happy, win-win for people. Sound mind, and we have a peace, and then after having done so, we won't go back and regret what we have done. And then we have to also learn how to be able to head on addressing issues rather than avoiding and escape from the responsibilities. So again, try to be able to show our professionalism, being responsible for what we do. Amendment to the Act, this one I blow out big, is important because these summaries of 5 areas I want to summarize for the amendment in 2017. So now in 2019, this has been in force for almost a year plus. So one of the issue of earlier days is that estate agency practice, as in the so-called terminology as well as definition, is never actually put in clause. It was actually also only now being put inside a subsection or a section. Last time it was under section 2 as interpretation. So in a lot of act of parliament, you can see the section 1 talks about where is the area that this act or this bill has effect on. Some of the laws that is being put to act only in the West Malaysia setting, not in the East Malaysia. So they will mention all the states that is in section 1. Whereas section 2 is always about interpretation. So a lot of time when the act was in the earlier days, they have a lot of things that is probably not so much as in the main purpose of the act. So it is like a sideline of the act. So they put it under interpretation. So EAP, estate agency practice, was under section 2 as an interpretation section. So to say that the valuer, appraiser, estate agent act in the old days actually only more like concentrated in the valuer and appraiser side rather than the estate agency practice profession. So now estate agency practice profession has already achieved a certain level, so therefore it has to maybe recognize that the definition should be given due recognition as in section 22B subsection 1A. So this part gives a clear and very straightforward meaning of what is the scope of estate agency practice. We have got many other video done earlier on this. So now the second part on this amendment is that the EAP includes the tenancy administration, in the sense that it involves the services like collecting rental, payment of outgoing. You organize your landlord's property to repair the property and making it good for tenancy. So this is tenancy administration. So later on we will discuss more on property management and how property management differs from tenancy administration. So number 3 is not allowing consultant be used by others in the estate agency practice. So as we know, in section 22C, which is restriction on use of certain names, which is like land agent, estate agent. These are names that is actually designated legal scope of work. So in a lot of time, in order to avoid all these implication of the law, a lot of so-called non-licensed service providers or non-licensed marketing advertising companies, they have people selling property who are not developer, but they are acting as a freelancer. They use consultant, the name consultant, so they can call themselves property consultant. They can call themselves house consultant or land consultant or whatever consultant. So this name consultant was not in the act before. Now in the recent amendment, this is included. So now you should not be seeing a person calling himself a property consultant while he is not a member of the board or member of the regulated profession. So negotiator in case was also never mentioned in the earlier act, in the earlier part where I have also mentioned these issues in the earlier video. So negotiator was never in the act before 2017 amendment. So it was using the concept of the Contracts Act 1950 or as a sub-agent. So an agent can appoint a sub-agent in certain area of work. So negotiator, in fact, only now is included as a definition of negotiator is to assist the registered estate agent in the section 22C, subsection 2, part D. So this is important because negotiators has been in the market for almost easily 10 years, and therefore they are recognized now as in the law. So lastly, the foreigners are now allowed to register if they are qualified. So that means if you have a foreigner who is a non-Malaysian who has maybe a qualification that is recognized by the board, and then the board actually allows the person to register as a probationer, then after passing the SAM, which is the oral exam, then the foreigner can in fact operate estate agency firm in Malaysia. So this is a kind of a cross-border type of new setting now, because properties are sold inter-country, not in between countries. So you have Malaysian property sold in another country, and then the other country probably being sold in Malaysia. So you may say that it is a borderless world now, and therefore allowing cross-border practices. But again, it doesn't mean that the foreigner consultants or foreigner property managers and estate agents can operate a firm in Malaysia. It's not such that they can operate a firm. It's that the board actually can register if they fulfill qualifications, and also the timing of the terms of and the condition of registration. So this is of course probably vice versa, whereby a Malaysian qualified estate agent or registered property managers may be able to practice in the country that is recognized. So this can be actually tracked back to the particular paper, particular article that I have written. So maybe let's go there. So this particular article was done a long time ago, in year 2017 when the amendment came out. So this is done in 2018, March 17, Saturday, March 17, 2018. This article wrote about what is the amendment. So this is article. So anyway, you can go to justletak.com to read this particular article, where I have studied the amended act and then put them into summaries. Right, we go back to our presentation now. Sure. So let's go back to the earlier slide. So foreigners are now allowed to register, and then we proceed. That means conclusion for today's presentation is that definition of estate agency practice has been given due recognition in the Act Amendment 2017. Then there is also recognition of negotiator, and also inserted the new tenancy administration function of a negotiator, of a real estate agent, registered estate agent into the act, and then taking away the word consultant. That means unless you are registered estate agent, you cannot use the word consultant. And then number 5, allowing foreigners to be qualified and registered in Malaysia for they fulfill all the requirement by the board. Right, thank you. You can get me at this few websites, and also my phone number is displayed in the slide.